Hi there, Kath Gammack, rig market analyst with Westwood Global Energy. Here with a quick recap on some of the offshore rig market highlights during the period 10th up and until the 16th of May. The past week saw 3 jackups secure additional work. Shelf drilling jackup Trident 16 secured a 3-month contract extension with Petrobel offshore Egypt. The new period will run from May to August this year, with no other commitments in place thereafter. Shelf Drilling also secured a 1-month extension with Saudi Aramco for jackup High Island 5 in direct continuation of its current contract in the Arabian Gulf, keeping her busy until July this year. In addition, Shelf stated in its earnings call that it is in negotiations with the operator for a further multi-year extension for the rig beyond this point. Addis has signed a multi-year contract extension for its jackup Sapphire Driller with North Oil Company for continued operations offshore Qatar. The extension is a firm period of 4 years with 3 additional 1-year options. The total contract backlog, covering both the firm and optional periods, is estimated at approximately $217.6 million, which was secured at a higher daily rate than its previous contract. The rig has been working for the operator since mid-2022. Other activities in the past week saw OMV Norge being granted a drilling permit by the Norwegian Offshore Directorate for its Hoffman prospect, wellbores 6606/4-1F and A, in production licence 1194 of the Norwegian North Sea. Drilling is to be carried out by Odfjell managed ultra-deepwater semi-sub Deep Sea Bollsta. The rig relocated from Namibia via Las Palmas to Hanøytangen, Norway, where she has been finalising the acknowledgement of compliance process. On the 15th of May, Deep Sea Bollsta subsequently commenced mobilisation to the location. Drilling is anticipated to take between 54 and 99 days. Upon completion, Equinor will pick up the rig for an estimated 2-year firm commitment plus 5 1-year options, with the first year option priced and the remaining 4 years unpriced. Earliest availability of the rig is the 3rd quarter of 2027. The Norwegian Offshore Directorate approved a drilling permit for Aker BP to drill wells 25/1-14 A, B and C in production licence 873B of the Norwegian North Sea using Odfjell drilling, ultra-deepwater semi-sub Deep Sea Stavanger. As previously reported, the operator obtained consent from the Norwegian Ocean Industry Authority back in the early part of April. The rig commenced drilling of the Omega prospect, well 25/1-14, on the 6th of May. The rig is firmly committed to the operator into the 2nd quarter of 2030. On the 5th of May, Nopsima ordered Valaris to stop drilling for Santos at the Barossa field offshore Australia with deepwater semi-sub Valaris MS-1 due to concerns about the rig's BOP. The regulator's direction stated that the BOP system is degraded and may not function as intended in an emergency scenario, such as a well blowout, resulting in a potential major accident event with serious or fatal health consequences to workers. A set of hydraulic rams failed a pressure test conducted after the BOP had been installed underwater, The safety standard Valaris had told NOPSEMA it would follow requires 2 pairs of rams to be operable. Prior to NOPSEMA issuing the legally enforceable stop work order, it had told Valaris it considered the state of the BOP to be unacceptable, and the company had not advised whether it had taken any action. Valaris must secure the well it is drilling as safely as possible and return the BOP to surface to be fixed. A Santos spokeswoman said the regulator ordered repairs to the BOP after a routine inspection. Valaris is now making the necessary repairs and expects to resume drilling imminently. Perenco TNT has found more gas following the drilling of a well and a sidetrack in the eastern portion of the Onyx field off Trinidad and Tobago. Perenco says significant columns of gas were encountered in 2 separate geological compartments. The operator is reviewing the well results and considering possible development options as it moves towards a final investment decision. The undeveloped field is located in the TSP license. Jackup Valaris 249 drilled the well and sidetrack in 180 feet of water while the rig was under contract to Perenco in January and February this year. Valaris 249 is currently working for EOG Resources and has follow-up assignments in place with BP and Shell that should keep her working into at least mid-2027, pending the exercising of multiple options. Namibia is urging BW Energy to submit a field development plan for its Kudu field next month, before it has even drilled the planned Karas appraisal well, scheduled for later this year. Earlier this week, Namibian Petroleum Commissioner Maggie Shino said she expects BW to finalise a field development plan for Kudu in June, with FID coming in late 2026. She also expects Total Energies to have a similar time. Namibia would like Kudu to act as a hub to take in all the gas in the Orange Basin, but it seems that BW itself wants to drill the Kras well in the block before the plan is submitted, so it has full knowledge of its reserves. Kras is around 25 kilometres northwest of Kudu in deeper waters. The company is calling the well an appraisal rather than exploration, and while it has received long lead items, it is still in negotiations for a floating rig for the drilling, which will take place later this year. BW has struggled to commercialise the existing 1.3 TCF of reserves at Kudu, but the current plan is centred on 3 wells tied back to a floating production unit based on a converted semi-sub that has already been purchased. Enterprise Offshore managed jackup WFD 400 is now working on a turnkey basis for GOM Shelf in the US Gulf. GOM Shelf so far has approved permits to use this rig for initial completion in West Delta Block 95 and a recompletion in Grand Isle Block 41. The rig is owned by White Fleet Drilling. And finally, Tullow Oil has signed a share and purchase agreement with Gabon Oil Company to sell its entire working interest in Gabon for a cash consideration of $300 million. The deal encompasses Tullow's Gabonese portfolio, which includes forecasted oil production of 10,000 barrels per day for 2025 and 36 million barrels of 2P proven reserves audited at the end of 2024. Tullow Oil and Gabon Oil Company signed a binding agreement for the sale in March this year. The transaction is expected to be finalised by mid-2025, subject to customary adjustments and government and regulatory approvals. That's it for this week. Many thanks for listening. Hope you find this of interest. If you'd like more information on RigLogix, please visit our website www.westwoodenergy.com.